Hello guys, welcome back to the Let's Sculpt channel, and I'm Shiva. And today's topic is going to be how to create this web mesh for a Spider-Man character. And this was based on one of the recent subscribers for the channel, and he or she was trying to draw this web texture or create the web mesh for the Spider-Man character. And yeah, I know it is a challenging task because it could be easy for someone, it could be challenging, but it is definitely time consuming, which I can say. Uh, the methods available to do that, and I wanted to stick within iPad environment. That was my main goal, how to do it. Uh, uh, and I want to make it as simple as possible so that we can use the similar method to make something else as well. That's the main goal of my trials and errors, and somehow I found this method which I finally ended up with best suited it. But the sad factor is that it was NomadSculpt was not enough for it. I had to use CozyBlanket as well for that case. So if someone is just having NomadSculpt subscriptions, they might have to also consider buying CozyBlanket or some other remeshing tool to get what is required for that output. Uh, yeah, that is what the whole idea of this video is going to be. Let's get into it. I will quickly show how I created the base mesh, which is this character here. I took few images from online, and let me switch off every yeah, this is the backup mesh, and you can see I'll also switch off the reference image for now. So if you can see here, these are just primitives within NomadSculpt. If I switch on wireframe, you can see that is just a UV sphere, and I just reduced the number of vertices so that I can easily work on it. And that should be a tube, right? Yeah, that is a tube, and that is a tube as well. That is a tube. That is a sphere, UV sphere particularly, and that is a tube, and that there is a UV sphere. So in the front view, if I switch on the grid, you can see I made sure the head is the origin of the uh, grid, and then I built every other individual features with just the primitives, and even the butt cheeks are going to be some spheres. And if you're wondering how they were placed, I just added a mirror. So if I hide the mirror, yeah, it is only few basic features: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So only 8 primitives and a mirror. So yeah, that's how it has been built. So once that is done, then what I did was I can switch this off. I quickly went to this step. How did I get there? So I'll show you what happened. So once you build the primitives, I'll quickly clone this, and that is there, and I'll join them. So if we join them, you can see the face groups. They are all of different face groups, and that is going to be concerning if you are trying to smooth and work on this. Like every primitive has their own face groups on different faces. So once you actually join it, so I just created a copy and I joined it, and once you join it, I would recommend changing all the face groups by just quickly going there and selecting the laser and everything to be one face group. and might be then go to Boolean, keep sharp edges or whatever, and Boolean it, so that what happens is it stitches all the edges, and from there you can start sculpting. Before sculpting, what you can do is you can increase the number of, like, if someone don't want to right away get into sculpting, you could since there are very limited number of triangles at this point, you can use the move tool, increase the brush size and move each and individual features wherever they have to be, and that is going to be easier with at this stage, because you don't want to worry about like, you're not limited by the number of vertices. So if you see how many vertices, only 74 vertices are there, and yeah, once you're confident that everything is where it is supposed to be, and then you can start using gizmo topology as I used to do before. If someone wants to know how to do it, I'll quickly show what's happening there. I'm just switching on gizmo, and any tool from now I'm gonna use on is gonna have that active. So let's say I move it, it's gonna increase the number of vertices as I move. If I smooth it, it's gonna increase it, and I'll quickly increase it, and I'll increase the intensity of the smoothing options, and I'll switch off the paint for now. So once that is done, let's say I smooth it. See what's happening. It's with the increase in intensity, it is smoothing it towards the edges, and yeah, but I'm being like this. So it is dissolving. If I switch on the wireframe mode, you can see what's happening. If someone is so like want to see what's happening in a different view, I would recommend go to matcap view and switch off the face groups, and then yeah, it feels like you're sculpting on a on clay, and yeah, slowly you can smooth each and every spots. Yeah, and the wireframe is now not distracting. If someone is so keen with how the flow is there, then I would recommend switching on the wireframe and then doing all these tasks, and even move wherever it has to be moved, and then smooth it. Yeah, so that requires certain knowledge how on the physical nature of human body, and yeah, that if you are good at it, that should be simple. And yeah, moving the face to create a shape. Yeah, that's how I did. Right? This itself is a tedious process. For time being, I'm skipping that. If someone wants just specific video on how to create that this mesh, yeah, I can create another one. For today's session, I'm gonna stick to this because I aim to finish this whole video in an hour. For someone who feels this is too much of like fast, yeah, I'm sorry, that's how I'm planning to do videos on this channel. Yeah, so in some cases you might have to use quick remesh using the voxel, so that there is if there is any holes generated, it quickly gets dissolved. Yeah, that is the next step. Once you got that, and then you can move to the next step by doing some sculpts, and then using the quad remesher, yeah, you get something like this. Once you get to the next step where the quad remesher is done, I have activated the symmetry so that both the sides are symmetrical in this case. And once you're fine with that, and the next step will be to paint. So why I'm painting it right away? To understand the features of the character, I would recommend always to paint, like a basic paint, just quickly, what you have to do is, you need not be so precise. Just go find for the colors you want. Okay, this red or dark red, whatever metalness, and try to sketch wherever you want. In this case, I use this red, and yeah, wherever it is red, I'm gonna quickly paint it. And this will help you understand the mesh flow of required for this character, because the characters, particularly if you want to create textures on characters in NomadSculpt, and also the method which I'm following, I would want a certain way how the mesh flows, so that your paint and your textures will pop up. And in this method which I'm following, I'm not going in depth into textures. I'm going in depth into the mesh itself. Okay, so yeah, I'll let you know what I'm showing you. So the mesh here, and I just quickly painted there, and I also switched to this blue and painted these areas here. Yeah, for this you'll require references. You better bring in reference. I had few here. Yeah, so I also had few views, right? Okay, those views are being I had to increase the size of the models for certain reasons, and those views now are not useful enough. Okay, so painted wherever I want those colors, and then the next step was even fine-tuning the colors, and the like giving it a few more beefy nature on its shoulder, chest region. Yeah, I just wanted to make the character more stronger, have a strong look. Yeah, I didn't focus on the hands because I just wanted a base mesh for today's session, and that is the reason I didn't go in depth into individual meshing of fingers. So for that, like that itself is another step of going into individual features, and actually that is easier than what we are going to see today for the mesh, the web. And once that is done, let's say there's a sketch you got, and there's a wireframe. And if you see the Spiderman character and this, you can straight away notice how the wireframe. If I switch on the wireframe here, you can see the wireframe is created using the quad remesher, which in the basic mode just follows the regular pattern and try to use uniform, like uniform vertices. What is it? Adaptive quad count. In this case, I have maintained 50, so it is only 50% is adaptive. Remaining is that means it's not 100% adaptive, and also it doesn't flows as this web which is there. For that, yeah, there is another option within quad remesher. I'm gonna quickly copy a version so that I can work on it. So yeah, there is an option called this guides. You can use the path. Let's say you want it to start from here, and let's say I go here, zoom in a bit. Yeah, that there, that there, that there. Yeah. So let's say I create these guide curves using the available feature within NomadSculpt, and try to hit using the same symmetry option, hard edge, density, everything active. I'm having these guides. Let's say click this same. See what's happening here? It's kind of trying to do something, but it destroyed the feature. The quad remesher has limitation with this. Uh, yeah, the guides at this point is not doing what I want. I don't know, the way I created the guide curves is wrong, but shouldn't it be simple as it should be? Let's say okay, reselect. Let's say I'm gonna undo this, remove all those guides, and yeah, might be recreate the same guides here. Reset, center. In this case, I'm gonna have some gap between that. Let's say it was the reason why everything happened. When I do this, the guide curves is not touching each other in this situation. And okay, let's see what happens. Okay, see, it's decent. So yeah, it's already giving a decent result. If someone is fine with the way it looks here, yeah, this is one method you can literally follow. Just using within Blender, you got the kind of mesh which you want, and now we can quickly go with the face groups, and there is an option called normal, and if you reduce the angles even further, it will go. Or instead, if you want to be specifically constant, if you want it to be perfect, then you can go dot mode, switch off the symmetry for time being, and you have to, yeah, this is the dedication you have to put in to make it even more like to use my method. So in this case, like paint every box with different colors. Yeah, this option with normal, I think you can do the same thing. If I reduce the angle, face count, surface area, yeah, this surface area can be reduced, and then normal. Okay, that there is the body with different face groups, and for our case we have to have a single face group in the center, and you can use relax. Yeah, too much relax. Okay, let's save it. Let me quickly save this, and for our character we can concentrate on certain specific regions. What I mean by that is the web is only on the red zone, right? So what you can do, I can hide all those, and that is where the painting comes. So I'm gonna hide, not on top this, only the red zone, which I'm focusing for one meshing. I'm gonna use the lasso and symmetry, and do this. So it is hidden, and I'm gonna invert it. So I'm just gonna concentrate on this. Clone it. So the base mesh which I created is gonna be there, and the remaining in the other mesh I'm gonna delete all. So it's all the extra meshes are going to be deleted. I can also delete the blue region here. I'm going to leave a bit of the blue region so I can yeah, use it in future. Let me hide it, hide that, and delete. Chord remesher, it still has it. Let's see if I can this. Yeah, since you know already you can create the face groups, I'm gonna remove the face group for time being, and let's see if I can have it. Okay, same. Yeah, the water meshes is doing something, but exactly I don't want these meshes to go like this. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as it is for time being, which is not exact. Yeah, I'll show you the next method as well. For now, let's save it and export it. File, export as obj visible, and select a name for it. Okay, Spiderman web mesh base, whatever. So that's what is there, and that is where Bezzo's tools come in. Someone who doesn't know Bezzo's tool, I have done a few more tutorials before or on his tool. It's his vibe. It is under Discord's sorry, NomadSculpt Discord's vibe coding session now, and Bezzo has his own session there, and you can find the tool here. Someone is typing on Discord. Let's see what happened. File, open, and that base mesh. Yeah, that's here. And now we can select the modes. There are too many modes at this point. Some might get confused. Just follow the steps which I'm following, and yeah, that should be fine. Is that the tube network? I think the tube network. And let's see, generate. What does it show? Yeah, it is generating something, but I'm not able to see the because of the radius. So let's make it 1 and see. Yeah, we're seeing something, and 2, it is larger. And 3, yeah. Validate and download. Scale does not match its source edge. Scale length. Let's say I open GLB and remove the wireframe mode. That mesh is here. Huh. Okay. That has to be solved. Let's go with the space group boundary and generate. Yeah, it's not doing what I require. Delete. that is there, but it is also not doing what I wanted. Okay, let me try to increase the tube size. Load, place tubes, and sharp edges size. Load, tube radius. Yeah, that feature is not working. That is what I want actually. Tube 27 length scale does not match its source edge. Okay, and two. Okay, so yeah, there is some issue with that file. Again, let me try to do it again. And load bj sharp edges and generate. It is generating file export jb to scene, and that is not right. Just all I wanted. Proceed before every download. Okay. We got something. What is it? Yeah, there is something there, and let's see, increase the density now. Size, the length of the tube radius. Yeah, 2. Yeah, and let's see, 3 might be 10. Okay, delete this one. Yeah, if I remove the solo mode, you can see the mesh is here. But yeah, you can obviously see that the mesh doesn't look as I want, because I specifically want these many number of mesh there. And with the quad remesher, yeah, it is challenging to precisely maintain the exact number of quadrants, and that is a limitation with NomadSculpt. Like, I tried different ways. Might be like I even brought in because it looks like a end of a UV sphere. I even tried to bring in a UV sphere and try to move it around the whole body using what is it called? Uh, there are options in Whisk menu. You can reproject vertices from object. So I was trying to move around and trying to mold it on the high mesh object. Now it didn't work as I wanted, and that is where CozyBlanket came in. I didn't want to invest in CozyBlanket for a while, but with with for this video, when I was trying to work on it, I felt, oh, I missed that tool for so long. It's one awesome tool which we can have in our within the iPad environment. Let's quickly hide that, and let's save this. I'll show what I have done with CozyBlanket. Okay, where did you go? Where is it? So yeah, this is how it looks in the basic, and I'm gonna open the file. Yeah. So you can see how it how the mesh look. I can literally control how many. Yeah, I can draw the mesh I want, and the latest update on this tool is 1 year ago. I don't know how often these guys update this software, but I hope this software exists in the future, that I paid for it, and I don't know how long this is gonna be there, but still I did buy it. At this stage it is working as required. Yeah, you can quickly paint it, sketch your mesh, and you can use so if you hold your left hand on relax, and yeah, your Apple Pencil now behaves as a relax tool. All the points which you created is gonna try to move around the base mesh, and let's say you can see in this case the center is in a higher region there, so you can use move tool to bring it to the location where you want. And when you want to move individual points, that's where you can use the tweak tool that moves individual points. So move is the group of points. I don't know how to change the size of that, but these are the quick tools, which are there: pencil, relax, move, tweak, and even erase. If you don't want certain regions, you can quickly erase it. Erase. Yeah, erase here as well. Let's say I don't want here. Erase. Yeah, this is a interesting tool. So yeah, for sticking to today's videos theme, I'm gonna just quickly mesh the region where I want. So it's already been drawn, which I already did for this character. Only issue which I had was the center didn't match the requirement. Where yeah, you can also switch on the color options here. So in this case, what is the color? Yeah, show colors will show the colors which you created. So let's say I wanted, I could have marked a point here, and yeah, let me try if I can bring another mesh. Okay, if I had to start from scratch, this is the same mesh, and similar, this is the mesh which I uploaded there, and where is it? Show all. Smooth shading off. Yeah, I can see where the center is, and yeah, if I had to quickly draw one, And let me switch on the symmetry. So it is, yeah, just drew one triangle, and you can use the tweak to move around and draw the next line, next line, next line, next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yeah, tweak it to bring it to the center. This also snap to the center line. Yeah, once that is done, I'll make it as small as possible. And you can also use the relax to do that. And again, tweak. So that is a starting point, and then you can build around it. So if you release all the fingers, I don't know if this happens. Oh yeah, neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's been done, and then tweak. Let's see if it does. Covers everything. Too ambitious for this, I guess. Okay, that was not bad. Okay, that is not where I want it. I want to join this, and that doesn't happen unless I do it like that. Okay, you can relax using this tool, and move it, tweak it around. Yeah, if someone wants to like to be so precise about their mesh, yeah, I would recommend having CozyBlanket. Yeah, it's amazing. And one more for this face. Okay, then you can build this top portion of the skull. Yeah, even further. Don't worry about that region. Yeah, if you want to tweak it, you can tweak it and go. And you can see the cap is too high, and that's where you can tweak individual points. And bring them up. This has to go up, up. Okay, and then actually you can build as goes back. Yeah, that is there. It just quickly builds up. As you understand how the mesh should flow, like it's gonna be quicker and easier. Do tweak. If you join this, if someone wants a triangle, yeah, I can join like this, but I want quads for this case. Tweak. And let's say I want a edge loop here. I can do this to add a edge loop, and that means it has to be drawn like this, right? And since I had the auto smooth option activated, it automatically smooths it. Yeah, and relax. And move. Tweak. Yeah, only few tools, so it's gonna be easier to play around with the tool. Learning curve is quick to learn. This one has to be here. I want an edge loop here. Can bring this toward the center of the shoulder. Sorry. This one on the shoulder. This one as well as towards the end of the shoulder and widen it. Now if I use the relax, oops, relax, tweak. I'm gonna build downwards now. Okay. So that I can say, like I know has the number of exact number of quads I want. So yeah, if I want to slice somewhere, I can slice it. Like one slice, it added a loop on that spot. Let's say I want it here. It added there, here. I added it here. Move it and tweak it around. Split it here. Yeah, might be split it here. That's okay. Okay, now it is smooth. Now we can export it to Nomad, to scene. Solo view, you can see wireframe. That's it. That's the number of wireframe. You see how many? 305. And if you want to create the same with NomadSculpt, everything is possible, but yeah, this is annoyingly possible for NomadSculpt. Yeah, you can see there is gap here. So for to check if it is closed or not, you just need to go and smoothen the edge in the center. If it is having a gap, it will create something like this. So you know where that happening. Just delete that body, go back to CozyBlanket and find that spot that is here. Tweak, that should be there, and now export it. Open in Nomad. So that should be dissolved now. And now starts our next steps here. So you can see meshes here, but let's imagine you created the mesh out of that body. And you bring it back into NomadSculpt. It is not gonna lay on this body exactly because sorry, video போட்டுருக்கேன். வீடியோ இது யூடியூப் நான் அப்புறம் பேசுகிறேன். எஸ். Okay, that's there. Sorry. Yeah. So what I meant was, let's say you create all this mesh into a web from Bezzo's app and you bring it back here. It's not going to lie on it because it is submerged within the mesh, right? And that is where, first of all, we had to do something here. So let me actually, this is not the mesh I want. This is the this is just some backups. Let's say, let's put them into backups. Clone and bring it out. And that is there. Yeah, let's imagine that is a mesh. See, it's already inside the base mesh, which I don't want. So for that, what we have to do is, first of all, let's quickly separate all the face groups. So normal, use the same method. All the face groups are now split, and you can go use multi-resolution, use the sharp border and subdivide a few times, and it's going to retain the sharp border of the face groups. Now remove this solo mode and use this same method which I mentioned before with the misc menu from high resolution. Now it is gonna stick to the boundary. If you go in solo mode, you can see, yeah, it is still having the same number of face groups, and exactly what we wanted there. Let's go and remove the multi-res, tweak some of the face groups. I don't want it too many face groups here, so that's it. And switch back the multi-res. Okay, save it. Now we can export that body, export as obj and save to files. Spiderman, retopo. Okay, and yeah, if you go back to Bezzo's tool, file, open source, retopo, and do the same. Code, generate only sharp edges. So sharp edges creates the mesh only around the face groups, not the face group, only the sharp edges of the feature, which is our face groups in our case. And tube radius, let's make it 3, why not 10? Okay. Might be even further. 15. Oh, 15.15. Okay. Now file export GLB open in Nomad. I had to see. Wait. I didn't come what I wanted. Validate and download. It doesn't validate. Something is wrong with this. Yep, it came. And remove the solo mode that is there. And that phase groups, tubes are here, and you can now play around within NomadSculpt. Slightly inflated. Yeah, so that is not what I wanted actually. Sharp edges mode. This is the tubes. Generate. That is what I wanted. Let me join them and inflate it. Something. Yeah. Let me reopen Bezzo's tool. Might be that is the reason. Open source and mode and sharp edges. Not everywhere. And master tube size is 10. Yeah, this is not working. File. Vertical areas can align editable tube, that is tube network, and generate. Not everywhere. It should be the sharp edges and generate. Mode. Tube network. Sharp edges. Radius is 15. is there, but let me try 20 this time. Yeah, this button is not working, but somehow I brought last time. I'm trying to do the same. Yeah. Okay, let's say mode, nomad parameters, and just create tubes. Placement is gonna be boundaries, and what does that do? Okay, that just gives tubes, and here you can go and increase the tube size. Yeah, this is individual tubes, and it's doing the same thing, and this is the only method currently working. Yeah, I'll ask Bezzo to solve the other features if he can, but this is the control method of creating the mesh which we want. Once it is done, you can paint it. What you can do is, first of all, yeah, these are all individual tubes. If you don't like a certain tube, you can go and edit them, which is cool. But for our case, we can quickly join them and slightly inflate, inflate, and since it is joined, in solo mode, I'm gonna change the face groups first. Use lasso so that no different face groups are going to be there. Then now I'm gonna boolean them. Oh, sorry, voxel remesh them. And you can see there are gaps, which let's see if it solves it, or if it doesn't solve, we need to slightly inflate so that they are merged together. It's taking some time. Yeah, even voxel remesh is taking time. That is because of the gap. Let me cancel this. If it is thinking too much, there are some gaps which it struggles to solve. So what you can do is quickly slightly inflate it so the gaps are closed, and then now click the same auxiliary mesh. This time it should be faster, I guess. Yeah, if someone is having access to their laptop and they are okay with doing the wireframe mesh from laptop, yeah, you can even get it from laptop. This is one method of doing the sculpt of the web, and there is another method within Blender, within NomadSculpt, which is using the dynamic topology. I'll show you that as the last method for today, and then we can wind up today's session. Let's okay, that is done. And what is the wireframe mode? So shows it is 1.8 million. So yeah, it is mostly the same. And quickly redo the face groups and remove the wireframe mode, and what you can do is decimate it further. Decimate once, twice. Let's see how many triangles. 4000. Sorry, 461. Wireframe mode. Okay. Now instead of solo mode, wireframe smooth. Now we can try relax it, deflate it. So what's happening with deflate is creating issues. So that means let's first of all decimate it further, smooth it. I remember them to be voxel remeshed. Why they are not joined? Okay. And what happened to in the previous step? So let me add few more features, detailed. Okay, wireframe and this mode solo removed. How many? 600k. And wireframe on. Let's decimate it slightly, then smoothen it. Relax it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing these many tubes are not required on that spot. Yeah, you could actually delete them, or in our case, once you brought in even before merging them together, let's say you're in the previous steps, yeah, you can select them and delete them, whatever you don't want. So in this case, how many? Only 5. They're removing these in between items, I guess. They're having only 5 sides. Yeah. So let's hide this. Hide. What you can do is you can use the select tool, select them like this, and uninstance and delete. Yeah. So skip one, and then select them, uninstance and delete. Select them, instance, delete. Because these are all instances, better uninstance before. you delete them, or else everything is going to be deleted. Maybe the center section. I should have deleted that one. And then the last person, but not the least, this one. Yeah. And now, as we did before, join them, slightly inflate them, and voxel remesh. Voxel remesh is taking time. I think it is because of the face groups, which we didn't do now. It's trying to solve all the face groups, I guess. Let's see. After 58, it should be fast. Time to cancel. Should I cancel? Yeah, cancel. This shouldn't take this much time. If it is taking time, there is something wrong. So what does the boolean do? Wow. Even boolean operation is taking time. So, might be voxel remesh had too much detail. Yeah, I think it was because of that. Perfect. Frame. Let me do it voxel remesh again. Okay, and now relax them. Smoothen them. Okay. Smooth it further. And what is it? 400k might be even decimated. And how much is it? 100k. Perfect. And if I switch the mesh back on, it is there. Now we can play around with the inflate tool. So when you do use the inflate, you can see how the junctions of the mesh gets that web shape. And you can even use the smooth. Get a smoothness. Now if you go in this mode and paint them to black. Yeah. So that is one easy method to bring in mesh from outside, and let's see if I can bake this texture on this. That is on, and tube is on. High mesh from high resolution instead of vertices color. Just let's see from high res. Solo. Yeah, it should have more detail. So might be quickly atlas unwrap and some subdivides, and then do it from the high res. Yeah, I was just trying. Yeah, it didn't work, but yeah, that is one idea. The next tool which we can use is within NomadSculpt if someone want to do the same thing, and that is called yeah, you can use any tool like pinch, crease, or anything, and even clay. Yeah, for this case, let's say I'm using clay. I'm gonna switch on the stroke painting and use black, and you see what's happening here. Clay, yeah, it is creating as you're sculpting, it is painting as well. So that's what. And if you go to the mask menu and in the dynamic topology, I'm gonna switch on the wireframe. I'll show you what's happening there. And enable dynamic topology and as much detail as possible, and reduce the brush size as much desired. So if I switch off the wireframe mode, you can see what's happening there. And if you go to the stroke, there is stroke spacing and lasso stabilization and snap radius. These are the tools which I would activate. So see it just follows smoothly. And if you increase intensity, you go zoom in, you can see what's happening there. Maybe play around with this. Okay. And if I go even further in detail, you can see how smooth it is, right? That's what I can use. So for our case, let me switch on the grid. Okay, it is not the center point. That is not the center point. That there is center point, but oh, sorry. What happened? I did enable this, right? Yeah. Okay. Now that is where you should play around with this stroke stabilization as and not at the best steady hands in the world. But you can see what you can do with this feature. So yeah, it should not go exactly on the point. And it snaps to that point because of the snap radius. I'm gonna reduce the snap radius and see if it is might be the stabilization. Yeah, that's where I want. Towards the end, it is getting dotted. So as you go there, if you want to continue that same stroke, you can even go in small strips like this, then go there and do it. Just continues. Reason why is you have activated the snap radius, so anything within that radius you can snap to that same point where you ended the curve, previous curve. So you can just go there and continue. Yeah, for this case it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna come down. So if someone is having steady hands, yeah, the best tool is doing this. That is going to be challenging. Yeah. So yeah, it is a bit time consuming, as I said. So because you had to sit and make sure you are drawing on the exact location, and your your iPad should be powerful enough to handle these many number of vertices on that spot. If we go and yeah, you can see how much. If you want even more detail, yeah, you can go even further. This then you're just gonna require more memory out of your iPad. And that gives the details which you want. So there are multiple methods you can follow to do the same thing to get uh, the same output. It's up to you to decide in certain cases which works for your workflow. And yeah, once you have did this, actually this becomes the higher resolution, and you can bake that texture into a low resolution model. So need not worry about high resolution models, but it is time consuming, which is the only like issue I have with that method. Yeah, I would. Yeah, whatever method suits you best, you guys can follow. And what is this? That is, if someone is wondering how I braid this, it is just a tube, and the face group mode is just a tube with uh, the profile and for the face group, and I have two different radius there to give that the flare towards the end, and then I bake that like this. Yeah, once it is created, you can add metalness, roughness, paint them, deflate them to give that. So the Bezos tool is the best method for someone who is lazy like me, like who wants to do stuff easily, quickly, or yeah, it is also precise in some cases because you have created the wireframe from, if you had created the wireframe from CozyBlanket, you already know how many vertices are going to be there, and yeah, that's going to be even perfect for certain characters. Yeah, CozyBlanket I just added into my workflow, and yeah, I can recommend that to someone who is working on character models such as this. Yeah, that should be it for today session, and thank you for the new subscription, my friend. And yeah, this video is for you. Let me know what you feel. Did I overcook certain things? Should I show something? Should I have done something different? I don't see any chats from you, but yeah, let me know what you feel about this. I'll tag this video to your message, so you will be able to, like, even whenever you find you have enough time, you can go through that video and let me know what are your thoughts and what do you want for the next section. That will be yeah, I'll take time to do that as well. Thank you again. Yeah, see you guys. uh, Shiva signing off. Bye.